hands. Here's my question. What's the police officer look like?
I don't know. I never saw him.
That's what you're supposed to ask.
No, I told her yes in the beginning, and then I changed my mind. I said, I really don't. I really don't. I would rather just stay quietly on my floor and not be a target.
All right.
I can see her saying, the British are coming, as she's diving down on the ground.
Flashbacks.
No, that would be the lantern in the window.
1 by sea, 2 by land. Or
That's
something
right.
like that.
1 if by sea, 2 if by land.
Oh, God. So, anyway, we also got another person that sent in. So, basically, Lana from PA mentioned that she has not gotten her check, obviously, but the last time it was mailed out, so she has to wait again. So, that's the big thing, too, people. If you only did direct deposit the first time, they're only going to take it from a direct deposit. If you got mailed, you have to wait.
Good luck.
Too bad, so sad, your dad.
Wow, Katie, come on. What about you? Did you get direct deposit or did you?
I did. Indeed. I like automatic pay and I like direct deposit because that way I can just put the money in the bank, let things happen, and be done with it.
Well, then I'm going to give you my PayPal account so you can just shift money in there as you do automatic
I'd rather
pay.
not. I have my own.
Well, you said you liked automatic pay. I was just going to say.
I do. I love automatic pay because it takes care of everything and I don't have to worry about it. All I have to worry about is just making sure there's money in the bank.
No, she likes to give money as well as receive it. We get it both ways because she said automatic pay.
True.
Yeah, but pay and receipts are two totally different things.
That could be a pet peeve on itself.
Moving right along.
What else you got with this, Joe?
So, as I'm going to round on
Spit
this.
it out.
Yeah, as I'm going to round on this, have you two had any thoughts about anything that's come up so far?
Yes.
As far as
on the stimulus.
on the stimulus, yeah, it sucks.
Okay, what about it? You can't just say it sucks.
It's
Tell me
not
more.
enough money.
Well, what would you think is a real good amount of money?
A real good amount of money would be enough money to get somebody by for groceries for a minimum of a month, their rent taken care of, a car payment if they need it, and utilities. Because you've got to have a roof over your head. You have to have transportation to get to work if you have to go. You have to have food to sustain you and your family. These are important things. I'm sorry, $600, $2,000. It doesn't make any difference. It's not enough.
And do like a monthly installment. Aren't some other countries actually doing that?
Where something should be coming in every month to help you until this is resolved. We didn't ask to be put in this position. Our government put us here. Our government put us here.
I agree.
What kind of a government puts you in a position that, oh, wait, that's socialism. Oh, I'm sorry. What was I thinking?
I don't know. And you kind of hit the point on the head where I was going to go, but did you want to say something there?
Yes. Actually, I want to say I actually feel for the ones that they're saying that the ones who don't get it, the stimulus, which would be the child dependents is what they call it, 17 years old and college students.
Right.
So, in other words, my poor son, who's 19, doesn't get squat.
No, he doesn't get anything.
But, some of these kids, they don't live at home. I mean...
How are they going to survive?
Exactly.
They won't.
There's only so many things you can do with Top Ramen.
There's a reason why they call it homeless.
Well, they did mention, who's going to receive it, who's not going to receive it. So they did mention that they are still pulling from the 2019 records, because obviously 2020 just sucked for everyone. But the thing is, if you turned 17 halfway through 2020 and you're not claimed as a dependent, you will get the money. Supposedly, you'll qualify. But if you're a college person or a teen that's claimed as a dependent, you will not get anything. Which then also goes untailed, is something I was going to bring up too, is if you are a senior citizen or a person that's disabled that has to be claimed as dependent, you will get nothing either.
Yep, and I'm also a disabled veteran, and at first, before we managed to do our taxes, because... I don't know, we procrastinated a little bit there. We were wondering why we didn't get that first round of stimulus checks, because I'm a disabled veteran. Well, I don't have to claim that. You know what? Screw you. I'm disabled, you punk.
Okay.
But
I get that.
These people there's people that are, I would say, they have more challenges than I do. They're not able to get out quite like I can. But yet they're stuck at home and they don't get squat.
They don't get nothing. Well, it's the same thing as veterans benefits, period. I did 8 years in the military as a reservist. What do I have to show for that? My military
cereal.
ID.
You ain't.
That's it. That's all I get.
You get to say it.
I get to say it. That's right.
It's true. It's
and
true.
I'm damn proud of the fact that I spent 8 years in the military. Yes, I had to do it as a single parent, still working, doing all the other things I had to do, but I was willing to take that on in addition to everything I already had to do. So I would think that that time should mean something. So as another pet peeve, we don't get anything as a reservist. We don't get benefits. We don't get a VA. We don't get anything other than the privilege to say we were there. BFD, I'm sorry, folks. That's not enough for me. I can fight until hell freezes over, and it won't help me any. But it might help my grandchildren someday. So I fight for that. I yell about it. I scream about it. I argue it because it's necessary. If you gave up even a part of your life to go into the military, they should compensate you something, at least medical benefits, if nothing else.
Well, yeah, and that's what the whole big thing is, like with the disabled, senior citizens and the adults, they're not getting a stimulus, which they all said it's a smack in the face. Because because to them, obviously they have medical bills they have to afford and anything else that might come their way. Mm-hmm. This is not like we're talking to a 30-year-old, 20-year-old, and all that stuff. We're talking people in their 60s, 70s, 80s even.
Yeah.
These are people that can't go out and just go to work. And all
they
this
got
other
nothing.
Stuff. Yeah, they got nothing.
They got nothing.
So it's a big smack in the face. But I liked what you said earlier, real quick, to touch a base upon, is where you mentioned socialism and all this other stuff, Katie, because obviously it is a responsibility of the government to have them help us out, which I totally agree 100%. But I've heard from people that have lived in socialistic states or countries where they basically said, hey, you know what? We'll take care of you, but here, once a week, you get a loaf of bread. That's all you get. If you go through that loaf of bread, you are done. So
that is correct, because that's all you get. It's rationed out.
Correct.
Medicine is rationed out. You could be dying of cancer and sit in a waiting room for months or die before you ever get to see the doctor because your number didn't come up.
So I'm going to watch demon heads roll around on this one. I think it actually depends, too, on the country. Because not all socialism is bad. And
not all socialism is bad, but it's not well organized. It's set up for the government to win, not for the people.
But we have to admit, there are countries out there
that is not what our country is based on.
Our
country is based on democratic procedure.
Yeah, that's working
That
out
means
well.
we all are supposed to have vote. I won't argue that. It ain't doing so hot right now, but it's still better than going to socialism.
Well,
Sorry.
Long story short, I agree.
Do you not remember Russia?
Yeah, I was going to say, long story short, I would agree that there has to be food and shelter be put over your head and electricity to, do certain things. But
that's an inalienable right as a human being.
Well, yeah, but
period.
But I'm saying that is just basic stuff. That's fine. If you want to afford that, that's fine.
Yeah, don't get me started on my soapbox, because I will go.
No, but I'm saying, if people want to pay for cable, or if they want to pay...
That's extra.
Yeah, if they want to pay for their own really big, high bandwidth internet,
fine,
just basic.
That's their choice.
That's their cost.
That is not the government's responsibility.
Yeah.
And I'm totally game with that. But you got to have a roof over your head. You need decent transportation. You need food.
And I'm going to interject.
Yes?
Decent food.
Decent food.
And the reason why I say that is because there's plenty of people out there that have food allergies. Sincere allergies.
True. And you do have to be careful. I get that.
Yes. And I don't like that there was the thought of going out one day that, we're just going to send the same box of food to everyone.
Okay.
No.
Here's
Don't worry,
the
we'll
deal.
make sure we give you Twinkies.
All right. Let's take this one step further. This is another one that really pisses me off. My older sister was on Meals for Wheels for quite a while because she is completely disabled she'll never really be the person she was. They delivered her beans and ham every day for 2 weeks because that's all they had in their food bank. Why is that all they have in the food bank? Because nobody has anything that they can afford to let go of to donate. Now, that having been said, as a young person with being a single parent with a baby at home, I went and collected my government cheese. And I'll tell you what, it's better than Velveeta. But I will still use it because it's what we had, it's all we had, and I was so happy to get it at the time because I didn't have squat. So if they could take care of that situation when I was in my late teens, early 20s, then I think they should be able to do a little bit more now. The government's grown a bit. You know.
Has it?
Yeah.
Has it really? I don't think it has.
I didn't say
They've grown
it had
an ego.
I didn't say they'd
Bingo.
I didn't say the maturity level was there. I just said, the government's grown a little.
Well, you kind of brought up a good point, and this was something that was brought to us from Stacy from California, that even though the bills have been compiling up from 2020 losses, she rents, and at least she's not kicked out on the street, which is good. But she still sees people on the street, and they're homeless, but we care to help other countries first, but not help our own.
Yeah, I don't get that either. That's another major pet peeve.
And you said California at that?
Yeah.
Have you been out there?
No, but I've heard and read certain things about it. So
Yes.
that's like a big homeless
There's
capital.
one in every damn door in downtown.
The last time I was out there was a few years ago, and I was even asking my husband that I actually didn't think this was legal, but since there's such an overflow of homeless people, they were camping out right off the freeway ramps.
Mm-hmm.
That's dangerous.
Sure it is, but if that's the only place you
That
got
was
to
the
go,
only
that's it.
place, and it was really, really eye-opening for me. And my kids were with me, and they didn't understand anything. And I was like, well,
It is what it is. There's nothing you can do.
Well, I know I'm going to get the year wrong because it was like almost, I want to say around the Great Depression area. Back a long time ago, New York actually had a huge homeless following, and they actually used the park as like a homeless. It was almost
It was
like
a
a
tent
homeless
city.
Yeah, tent city.
It wasn't.
I hear Colorado's doing that.
I hate to tell you, but that was not during the Depression.
Well,
that was actually just a few
did it.
years ago.
No.
What?
This is going back like early 19s. It wasn't that too far. Like, I knew it was not close enough, but it was far. But I guess we'll talk a little bit more after our little break.
Well, yeah, and I shudder to think what we're going to have to talk about because
That's a little bit later.
Oh,
Keep it in your pants.
I don't have anything
That's what
to
she
whip
said.
out.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I don't have pants. I was going to say, whoa!
All right,
Oh, that would
we'll
be
be back
better.
after these words.
Hi, everybody. This is Paul Anthony, host of Jazz Unlimited, heard every week here on Society Bites Radio. We are living in interesting times now, are we not? COVID-19, better known as coronavirus, has spread throughout the world. People with chronic and or severe health conditions are at a higher risk of complications if they contract the disease. Watch for symptoms such as cough, fever, and shortness of breath. If you're experiencing these symptoms, please call a hotline and or consult medical advice. Clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces, too. For more information, please visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. I'm looking for listeners. I need you, so stay healthy. Thank you.
Para mucha gente del país, tener un día de tranquilidad con la familia es difícil. Le pasa a Raquel, de Dallas, una madre que trabaja.
Los niños tienen que ir a la escuela, nosotros tenemos que ir al trabajo.
Le pasa a Salvador, un taxista de Nueva York que tiene 2 hijas.
Trabajo alrededor de 9 a 10 horas diarias.
Le pasa hasta a Remy, un niño que vive en Los Ángeles.
A veces tengo que ayudarle a mi mamá.
Y es que el estrés y las preocupaciones son algo muy común. Pero hay algo que mucha gente no sabe, y es que el bosque, ese respiro que necesitan, está realmente cerca.
Yo no sabía que había muchos bosques aquí cerquita.
Yo considero que esto es buena vida, estar aquí.
Tu familia también puede disfrutar de la tranquilidad del bosque a solo un paso. Entra en descubreelbosque.org y encuentra el bosque más cercano.
Este lugar es increíble.
Recuerda, entra en descubreelbosque.org. El bosque, más cerca de lo que crees. Un mensaje del Servicio Forestal de los Estados Unidos y el Ad Council.